welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Priscilla and this is the Carnivore Journey, and welcome to week 42. If you are new to my channel, I just want to say hi and welcome, and if you have been following along with me for the past 42 weeks, thank you so much for your continued support. So today I have a great show for you with a lot of information, and I'm ready just to jump right into it today. But first, before I get started, I just wanted to say I hope all of you mothers had a wonderful Mother's Day last Sunday. I know I did. I went and saw my mother, went and had lunch, and just had a great day. So I just want to say I hope all of you had a great Mother's Day as well. And if you want to share what you did in the comments, be sure to leave a comment in the comments section. So let's get started. So last week, my week started off great, went to work, had a wonderful day at work, loving what I'm doing, came home, and I did a little bit of spring cleaning. That is something that I told you that I was going to do over the past couple of months, is out with the old and in with the new, and that's exactly what I did. Unfortunately, Tuesday morning when I woke up, I wasn't feeling all that wonderful, and I'm very familiar with the types of pains that I was having. Of course, it was radiating on my left side and on my left side of my back. So I knew exactly what this was, and it was just a matter of time before it was going to escalate, and then I was either going to have to go to the doctor or go to the hospital. And of course, I had to make my way to the hospital. Went to the hospital. I was very sick. I'm not trying to get into many details, but they rushed me back immediately because I kept getting sick while I was being checked into the hospital, and I was taken back to a room very quickly. I stayed at the hospital for about 6 hours, and they did everything from a CT scan to urine samples, blood work. They gave me some medication. They ran a whole bunch of tests on me, and because I do suffer from ovarian cyst, they actually went in and took another look at it and did a sonogram, and there was some good news that the cyst had shrunk, but they were just unsure why I was having so much pain, and it was very discouraging. I do have a follow-up appointment on June 12th, and I'm hoping that my doctor will take another look and see what's going on. I've been dealing with this for so long. It's very discouraging because it just kind of comes out of nowhere. So after I left the hospital, I wasn't doing all that well, and I stayed home for the next 2 days from work. Luckily, I worked for a wonderful place that was very understanding, and I did go back to work on Thursday. I took it very easy because I just continued to be sore. I'll just let you know right out the gate, I usually wait till the end of the video, but I did put on about 2 pounds this week, so I'm officially back up to 159. I'm trying not to be discouraged about that, but between my laying around and I have been drinking a lot more fluids than I normally do, because when I went to the hospital, I was extremely dehydrated, and that was probably because I was throwing up a lot and I was very sick. Normally I would fast, but I'm going to tell you something that's kind of funny. When I was laying in the hospital bed and I was in so much pain, the thought that I had in my mind that was kind of giving me something to look forward to is when I got home, I knew that there was a steak in the refrigerator that had been thawing out. I didn't know what kind of steak it was until that evening when it was cooked for me, and I was very happy that it was a T-bone. So after a very long and very hard and a very painful day, to come home and eat a T-bone, it made me feel better, and it kind of made me think of the quote that I had said last week. I take a vitamin every day. It's called a steak, and that was written by Robert Duvall, and I kind of thought about that, and I just thought, man, that was a perfect quote, because after I ate it, I did feel a lot better. So today I want to talk to you about the important nutrient that we find in the foods that we eat, and today we're going to talk about B12, and of course, if you have any questions, please be sure to leave it in the comment box, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos. So let's get started. So what is B12? B12 is an essential vitamin found in foods such as meat, fish, and dairy. B12 is a water-soluble vitamin. Our body uses what it needs and excretes out whatever it doesn't when we urinate. So it'll use up what it needs, and then whatever it doesn't need, it'll release out of our body. Since we're not able to store B12, we need to make sure that we eat foods that contain B12 in it. Vitamin B12 is a very important nutrient that helps keep your blood cells and your nerve cells healthy. Our body does not make B12, so we must eat animal-based foods or take supplements. Well, I'd rather just eat animal-based products than have to take a supplement. Vitamin B12 helps your body produce red blood cells. So why is B12 good for our red blood cells? Well, red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body and gives us energy. Unfortunately, when we don't get enough vitamin B12, our red blood cells become enlarged. When the red blood cells become enlarged, it makes it harder for them to move around through the body and can cause us to be anemic. We talked about that in the last video, what anemia and anemic is. If you didn't see those videos, be sure to go back when I go into great details about anemia and becoming anemic. B12 is good for our maintenance of the central nervous system, and that includes our brain and our spinal cord. So, how do you know if you are not getting enough B12 in your diet? Well, here are some of the symptoms. Weight loss. If you experience nausea because you lack B12, you may not have an appetite. Feeling of being tired. This is caused by a decrease in red blood cell production and also yellow or pale skin. This is caused when you lack healthy red blood cells, and of course you will suffer from things such as headaches and muscle cramps. So what are foods that contain B12? Lucky for us, all the foods on this list are things that we can eat because we are carnivores. Eggs, fish, clams, sardines, trout, tuna, salmon, dairy products, and of course, eggs. That's right, eggs deserve to be on this list twice. So luckily for us being carnivores, a lot of these things we are able to eat, and so we are able to get enough B12 in our body. I learned so many wonderful things about B12, and if you want to learn more, please be sure to go back and do your research. I will say this again, once I had that steak, even though I still felt crampy and I still was hurting, I sure did feel a whole lot better. I looked forward to it all day. I remember huddled up in the hospital and my legs were to my chest, and I was like, when I get home, I can't wait to eat. And I was excited about it, and I was looking forward to it. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about the way that I eat, and even in the midst of what I was going through. So I would just love to know how your Mother's Day went. I would love to know if you just started carnivore, what are your goals in carnivore? I would love to just get the conversation going. I hope everyone had a wonderful week in spite of what went on with me on Tuesday through Thursday, and I still had a great week. I'm getting a lot of things done, and I still feel good. So I just want to say, until I see you again, I'm your host, Priscilla. This is the Carnivore Journey. Have a wonderful week, and don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Bye.